way. Eric's book, Wake Up America, a New York Times and Amazon bestseller now. Wait a minute, both? Goodness gracious, congrats. We'll talk more later?
Thank you.
All right. Let's begin. As we wait for Donald Trump in Manchester, New Hampshire, the near daily drumbeat of revelations coming out of WikiLeaks now. Among some of the head-spinning bombshells this morning, Hillary Clinton's top advisors apparently were in the dark about the details of her controversial email system as the scandal was breaking. And we are learning that the sister-in-law of John Podesta, the campaign chair, raked in six-figure fees lobbying Clinton's State Department, where Podesta, who is now Clinton's campaign chair, as I mentioned, served as a senior advisor for her. Ed Henry has been pouring through these WikiLeaks postings, so much to get through. On a Friday again, Ed.
Great to see you, Harris. You know, the key here is that when you take a step back from the daily dose of one email after another, there's now well over 30,000 of them. WikiLeaks promising there will be 50,000 of John Podesta's emails out there by Election Day, so stay tuned for that, is that it's not just offering a window into how the Clinton campaign works. It gives you a window on how she might govern as president. Let me give you two quick examples. You mentioned the fact that her top campaign officials were in the dark about her email scandal. Look at this first email. John Podesta going back and forth with Robbie Mook, who's the campaign manager. Podesta, as the New York Times story broke about her email situation, did you have any idea of the depth of this story? Mook, nope. We brought up the existence of emails in research this summer, but we're told that everything was taken care of. So you have the campaign chairman and the campaign manager saying, we didn't really know it was this bad. We asked about it either to Hillary Clinton or other people, and we're told everything was taken care of. That gives you an idea that maybe Hillary Clinton kept the most serious information to just herself and maybe people like Cheryl Mills and Huma Abedin. As president, if you're not sharing information with even people in your administration, very senior people like John Podesta, that could be a problem. Last one, on Israel. Neera Tanden, her name keeps coming up, a liberal activist who writes in to John Podesta in March of 2015 when Prime Minister Netanyahu was in America. Israel is depressing. It's a good lesson that the wingnuts are just ruthless in every country. Podesta responds, bad. Why is this significant? Well, number one, Neera Tanden is the co-chair of the presidential transition for Hillary Clinton if, in fact, she's elected. She's going to have a powerful voice in the next administration if it's a Democratic one, number one. And number two, think about, again, taking a step back, what we've seen already. Previous emails attacking Catholics, talking about needy Latinos, now taking a shot at Israel here. This is serious stuff, and it keeps popping up day after day, Harry.
Yeah, and for maybe another reason, too, when you consider just how chilly the relationship is between President Obama and Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. I mean, you would want there to be civility and even playing ground going forward with our staunchest ally in that part of the world.
No doubt about it. And you're right that the Clintons have played this as, look, former President Bill Clinton has a good relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and so does Hillary Clinton as a former Secretary of State, and that maybe she's more hawkish than President Obama and would forge a new day, a new relationship with Israel. These emails suggest otherwise, Eric.
All right. Boy, transparency. It can be scary sometimes. Ed Henry, thank you very much. Let's come out now and talk first with Eric Bowling. Your thoughts on all of this?
So 35,597 emails so far, 14,000 and maybe 400 or so left to go. Neera Tanden, she's very aggressive on email. If you've seen these, I mean, some foul language on some of these. Clearly, she didn't ever expect her emails to be in the light. I will tell you that a lot of them, it's not adding up to a lot for me, but the ones that do are crushing it. For example, yesterday, the Podesta stuff, the Podesta and Kim, how's this? Kim Strassel wrote an op-ed in today's Wall Street Journal. It's a lead op-ed talking about this relationship between Teneo, a corporation that's set up as a PR/lobbying firm to unite Bill Clinton, access to Bill Clinton with these big donors, Coca-Cola, UBS, Dow Chemical, $19 million goes through Teneo, ends up in Bill Clinton's pocket. These are massive crony agreements. And what Kim draws the line, she says, the Clintons don't have that line. There's a blurred line between what's charitable activities and what goes right into the Clinton coffers, and I think that is really the damaging stuff, not necessarily who they like, who they don't like. Do they need four white guys running the campaign or not, or anyone else?
Damaging in terms of what the nation learns, but I also see a tremendous collateral damage that we are keeping up with now. She didn't even care about her own people. I mean, they didn't know what was going on, but they would be tasked for defending her. And I think about people like the New York City Commissioner, formerly Bill Bratton, who's now with Teneo, and the collateral damage that some of these people who've gone to work for these subsidiaries may feel. I don't know. It's a bigger picture now with these emails.
It is. I wouldn't cry for Bill Bratton. I'm sure he's making a fortune. I mean, that's the reason why these people go over and become consultants. I mean, they essentially go on the dole over there at Teneo. To me, I agree with you. It begins and it ends with the foundation. They brought the 2014 nonprofit Lawyer of the Year out of retirement to go through the foundation and look at the documents, and her findings were amazing. She said that the oversight required by federal charity law, none of it was in place there. She said donors expected a quid pro quo in return for their contributions. You have people at other networks saying the foundation has to be closed. Oh my goodness, that horse is out of the barn. I mean, these people have already paid the Clintons $15, $12 million in the case of the King of Morocco. He's looking for payback. It says it right there in their documents. They expect something down the road. They've already paid, and when she goes to the White House, she's going to pay all these people back. The Saudis, Abu Dhabi, King of Morocco, Goldman Sachs, all the people that paid her expect favors.
At the very least, she's got to prove that she won't be doing that. And she's got to prove it pretty quickly, right?
Okay.
And this is not the first time we've heard quid pro quo.
So then why, going back to John Podesta being left in the dark, why would Hillary Clinton, when they were self-vetting, why would she have not put everything out there and told him, quote, that everything was taken care of with the emails?
So when I read through these emails and all the articles on this, there are two things that struck me. Number one, the fact that Chelsea Clinton had a concern about the people who are working for the Clinton Foundation. It is quite obvious that Hillary Clinton is Tony Soprano and her consiglieres, Cheryl Mills and Huma Abedin, these henchwomen that will do anything and everything for her, even if it's illegal, even if it's compromising national security. And what concerns me is we're going to have a president who only relies on these two women who for concern and for these two women for everything, and not include her advisors and the people that also work for her. It's when you're talking about the White House and the more incredible decisions that have been made for a president. If you're only consulting two close women who will do things illegally for you, that should raise.
Can I add to this?
We're going to fix your mic in like 10 seconds for people who can hear it.
So here's the issue. Hillary Clinton was at the State Department. Doug Band, Cheryl Mills, Huma Abedin were jumping between State Department, Clinton Foundation, and Teneo. And herein lies the problem, because you can say, all right, so Bill Clinton ingratiated himself to the tune of about $116 million through the access that he was providing, Teneo was providing, but the Clinton Foundation is separate. No, it's not. The Clinton Foundation was also taking money from them too. So Teneo would say, hey, you want access to Bill Clinton? He's the former president. That's fine. We'll give you access. You need to pay $500,000 for Bill Clinton to speak, or you need to make a donation to the Clinton Foundation, and we'll provide access. It's really incestuous what they did.
And that's not opinion.
And
that's in the email.
That's in the email.
This is fact. This is not opinion. This is what they wrote.
So you started with this is a window, perhaps, into the world of how a Clinton administration would run.
And the people that she would keep close
I want to know who she would listen to, who would have told her that this wasn't just a bad idea, it was like the worst idea if she ever intended to run and win. I mean, if she
don't care, Harris. They don't care. And Kim Strassel points it out, and she calls it grifters.
Running the foundation.
Grifters in chief. Which means, you know what a grifter is? A grifter shows up and takes everything, invited or not, they show up and they don't leave until they get everything they could possibly get from the host.
Does President Obama care about
this?
I don't know.
He doesn't seem to be involved.
I mean, he did originally, because he was the one that said that there needs to be this Chinese wall and that they need to stop taking money from foreign governments. And he said, I mean, this was his concern when he put her at the head of state.
She did nothing wrong.
Well, I don't know. He might be regretting that as you see all of these emails come out, and it shows exactly that they were doing everything they said they promised they would not.
I just asked that question because of how much we are seeing in this month of October, and you brought it up months ago. Watch October, and the Obamas come out. I mean, this is complicated.
But here we are 11 days out, and so we can talk about this on the couch every day because these emails are coming out, it seems like, every day. And what really political impact is it having?
There are a massive amount of undecideds right now, more than probably in the last 5 or 6 election cycles.
She said there's conflict on this issue.
There's independents and independents and undecideds, and there are people right now going, I would love to say I want to vote for
I think
Hillary
they're
Clinton.
more
I can't get to. I would
independents
love to
than
vote for
I
Donald
think
Trump. I
the
can't
people
get.
that they're undecided between, am I going to really show up and vote or am I going to stay home? I don't think there are people that aren't necessarily that many that are deciding one candidate or the other, but there are people that could just say, you know what, she's awful too, I'm staying home.
Wow. Okay, we'll move on. After that Access Hollywood tape came out, a lot of Republicans pulled their support for Donald Trump. Remember the lewd comments he made? Now they're doing an about face. This is like the fifth about face, isn't it, for them? The Republicans who are jumping back onto the Trump train, and whether more will follow. And Donald Trump going after Joe Biden for saying he'd like to take Trump behind the gym for past comments about women. Trump says he dreams of fighting the vice president, but argues the press would tear into him if he ever said anything like that. Is he right? Stay close.